My friends, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled each and every highway and more, much more than this. I did it my way. Regrets.
Hey, how you doing this morning? I just want to talk this morning about pride. Pride is a very prevalent problem that many of us, all of us, do face. I believe it comes from our indwelling sin nature. Our indwelling sin nature continues to gravitate us towards a sense of pride. And I'm always telling people that pride comes in different ways. Many of us don't even know some things are prideful, but yet they're prideful. Laziness is a form of pride, because laziness means that, you know what, I can do what I want to do and the world can wait on me. Also, unforgiveness is a source of pride, that you decide within yourself that I'm not going to forgive a person. Is definitely indicative of pride. And you have so many ways in which pride does manifest itself that many of us really don't pay attention to. But the Bible always speaks negative of pride, because pride is simply a sin that is the mother of all sin. We look at the Bible and we see the fall of Satan. And when we read the fall of Satan, we see that the fall of Satan in Isaiah chapter 14 was attributed to pride, because Lucifer wanted to go and be like the Most High. That's pride. We also see different sin in the Bible that's attributed to pride. That's why the Bible is constantly against pride, always calling us to watch out for this evil sin called pride. In other words, we must be careful how we conduct our life, that we don't become prideful. And the Bible again reminds us that God despises the proud. In other words, God comes against the proud. God is not always pleased with the proud, but He gives grace to the humble. And that's what I want us to focus on. He gives grace to the humble. That means that we, instead of being prideful, must seek to be humble. Now, I always tell people, every time you think you're humble, you become prideful. Because humility is not something ultimately that we always know that we're doing, but it's something that people see in us. But I believe that to be humble, we need to be intentional about some few things. We need to be intentional about what we do in terms of us as believers, what we dwell on, how we navigate through this life. We need to be intentional how we present ourselves. We need to be intentional how we think highly of ourselves. We need to be very intentional about a lot of things. And I believe being intentional will be able to weigh us towards that side of humility, to be able to help us to be humble, to act in a humble way. Part of humility, I believe, is being intentional to take the last place. When everybody's rushing, give them the opportunity to go forth. And, you go ahead. I'll stay here. You will come. My turn will come. I believe it's been intentional to do all those things. But I want you to know today that pride comes to you and I naturally because of our sin nature. But humility is something that each one of us got to seek to work on in terms of having the Lord to lead us in different areas of our lives so that humility can be visible. But again, remember that God despises the proud. God hates the proud. But God gives even more grace to the humble. And that's who God is looking for. God is looking for a person who's humble. And when you're humble, you are closer to the Lord in terms of His grace in your life. So this morning, you meditate on that on this fasting day. And let pride be out of your life. Humility be welcomed in. I'll see you tomorrow.